Back again for another video. So this time I'm going to do a pre-recorded. I'm going to go into detail about how more this affects the individuals that the context is pertaining to. But I want to talk a little bit about um, appreciation. And appreciation is something that we oftentimes look at as a context of that's something you should do. It's another cliche thing. It's not something that should be accessed as for what it stands. And what I mean by appreciation is appreciation of the reality. Now, some people's realities, they are not so good. Some people's realities are totally great. But all this stuff is subjective. I mean, because in third world countries, it's been scientifically proven that people in those countries, they have a better outlook on life. They're less stressed, they have less depression, they have less anxiety, they have a lot less problems, but they have less things. So in that context, it suggests that one's appreciation of life and the reality isn't subjective to subject to the things that they have. So I'm going to get right into this topic, I guess. I haven't really collected my thoughts so much on it, but I think I have enough to go off of to make a decent video. So what I want to talk about is not only the appreciation of the reality, but the acceptance of the reality. We as humans, we have come to focus and fixate on the things that we do not have. It cultivates and it shapes us in such a way that instant gratification has become the norm. This is part of it, because instant gratification, it assumes it is a false positive of forward progression, but actually is a very regressive thing, because when you get an instant gratification, you don't have the opportunity to learn the principles that you need to learn in the delayed gratification. And that can go so many ways that I'm not going to get into right now. But in that, you lose a lot of opportunity to progress forward. If you're so much worried about the things that you don't have, you tend to lose track of the things that you do have, and you lose the appreciation for these things. Now, what I'm pairing together is the fantasy world and the reality. Now, when you go into a fixation state about the things that you don't have, that is a fantasy state of mind. In that fantasy state of mind, you tend to dream and you tend to covet and you tend to, go after these things in your mind, but you're not physically doing anything. So while you're daydreaming and you're fixating about the things that you want to have in your life, the places that you want to be, the person that you are not, that you wish you were, you're losing time on appreciating who you are. You're losing time on appreciating the things that you do have. You're losing time on accessing the reality and accepting it for what it is. Because when you spend too much time in one world, the fantasy world, your reality starts to die. Go back and watch my video on that. It says these two things will die if you don't maintain them properly. And what I'm talking about in that video is the fantasy world and the reality. There's nothing wrong with having dreams, goals, and success. There's nothing wrong with that at all. There's nothing wrong with having a little daydream here and there. But really think about it. If you ever caught yourself daydreaming, you're stuck in time. When you're stuck in time, the reality still moves around you and you're losing opportunity to make those dreams come true. This is something that is very prevalent, once again, in the Black community, if you want to call it that. And I'm probably going to do a live stream on this, and I'm going to touch on the female aspect of it, because this topic came about in regards to polygamy and how women feel inadequate based on their their relation to it, whether it's structured or unstructured polygamy. And I'll probably do another live stream on that as well, because there's a such thing. I'm sure you guys know the difference between structured and unstructured polygamy. It's very straightforward, but I'll do a video just to go into detail about it. Other videos that I have coming on the way is my message to men during this time of the epidemic and my message to the women. I have not forgot about those videos. They are coming. It's just that I have not consolidated my thoughts enough to give you a good live stream, which I like to do. I don't like to be up in there, I don't know, maybe I have to think about that, because I find myself doing that when I'm consolidating these thoughts. So I don't like to come to the table without a good plate of food for you all. But I just wanted to throw this little short video out there about the appreciation of reality and the acceptance of reality, because in acceptance, you have to understand that there needs to be an appreciation. It's no different than you finding out the truth of reality versus what the lie of reality was. You hate the truth, but you appreciate, you hate the lie, but you appreciate the truth of the reality of things. And we all go through things where we tell ourselves certain things, and we are not completely honest with ourselves, honest with the people around us. That's an imperfection of humans, but it's still incumbent upon us to make sure that we are keeping ourselves grounded as closely as we can to the reality and the appreciation of the reality. We're not perfect. People expect us to be, even we expect ourselves to be perfect, but that is not true according to the reality. And you have to appreciate that you will never be perfect. You also have to appreciate what you have, and that is the imperfection of the person that you are. But anyways, this has been a Wolf from Beta Close. May you have a good day, and peace be with you.